Hello, my friends. Grab a drink, grab a snack, settle in, and get cozy. I have a lot to talk about in today's video, which is my March candle chat. You guys know if you've been here any length of time, I typically like to do this series on my channel twice a month. However, the last couple of months, there's just been a whole lot of life going on, and I've only been able to do it once throughout the month. However, next month, hopefully in April, I will get back to doing it twice a month. And can you believe by the time April rolls around, we will be already a quarter of the way done with 2025? Crazy. I know. I know. It is crazy. So today I am going to be sharing with you what is currently in my burn rotation, which quite frankly, pulling back the curtain, you guys, it's been a lot of Kringle and caramel sundaes, mainly because Kringle just had their spring and summer launch happen about a week and a half ago now. They have their Easter launch coming up this week. And then also caramel sundaes has their restock next weekend. So today's video, what I am actually going to focus on is, yes, what's in my burn rotation. I also have a little bit of a haul to share with you guys at the end of this video. I'm going to be sharing with you some Yankee candles that I purchased actually about a month ago now, and some new Homeworx candles that arrived on my doorstep this week. So lots of stuff to talk about in this one. But going back to talking about what has been in kind of my burn rotation recently, I am not going to focus on any of the Easter candles or any of the caramel sundaes candles that are going to be part of the launch / restock next week, because if you caught over this past week, I did already start putting up some dedicated reviews for those candles, and I will still this week coming up, I will have dedicated reviews on more of those Easter launch candles for Kringle, as well as some of the candles that will be restocked for caramel sundaes. So just in the best interest of time, trying not to be overly repetitive, then that's what I'm going to do. But I am going to give you guys some updates on these new spring and summer collection from Kringle, because if you are hoping to maybe toss some of these into your order, if you're planning to order from the Easter collection, I just thought that I would give you some of my kind of like early post-burn thoughts, so that way you would have them. So as always, all of the candles that I'm talking about today will be listed and linked in the description box down below, with any affiliate codes that I might have for discounts. Timestamps will also be down there. And yes, we are dealing with rainy weather here in Arizona, which I'm not complaining. We don't see it a whole lot, so I love the rain. But if you see my lighting fluctuate throughout this video, it just is what it is. So if you like this video, please make sure you hit thumbs up. If you find yourself liking candle content and vibing with me, hit that subscribe button. But let's go ahead and talk about some of these candles. So the first candle I wanted to give you guys an update on is Country Candles Seaside. So the fragrance notes on Seaside are bergamot, soft fruit, lavender, herbal, driftwood, and moss. And I said in my initial cold sniff impressions that this candle reminded me an awful lot of Christmas in Manhattan without kind of that winter air minty note. I did burn this for the first time the other night. This is a great evening burn. If you are somebody who likes maybe slightly more traditionally masculine scents, but you kind of want a little bit more, this smelled very sophisticated to me. There was something kind of woody in it as well, without it being like burnt firewood. You do get lavender in here, but the lavender is not like spa aromatherapy lavender in this one. This was a really nice evening burn. It does remind me of kind of being on like a seaside beach cottage. Kind of gives you those vibes like in the evening. Really, really enjoyed this fragrance the other night. And this on the first burn was very strong for me. I had it burning out here in the open concept, and it was a solid 8.5, almost 9 in terms of strength and throw. It was performing quite well. In fact, a theme that you might see here, surprisingly, we know that this is the last country candle launch, and I think that they're going out with a bang in terms of the performance on a lot of these candles so far. Early performance, I should say, because this one was very, very strong for me. Definitely, if these are fragrance notes that that would appeal to you, if you liked Christmas in Manhattan from the winter lineup, I would say that this is a pretty safe bet to go ahead and make a purchase on. The next candle that I wanted to give an update on is Garden Fresh from the Kringle lineup. We have fragrance notes of floral, green, herbal, rhubarb, musk, and more green. And this, to me, I had mentioned that this is kind of like a tomato vine You've got a little bit of sweetness, sweet tartness from rhubarb in here. I am smelling that. I like this a lot. Now, I will say that I don't think this is going to be for everybody. If you like a typically herbaceous candle, this is not herbs mixed with any type of fruit or whatnot. This is a great fragrance. I had it burning one day when I was making chili, and it sounds kind of funny, but this is a good fragrance if you have some savory food on the stove, in the oven. It's not going to clash with a lot of your foods. It's also a great kind of like palate cleansing fragrance if you've got some lingering, food aromas, maybe some stinky odors like bacon or whatnot, lingering in your home. If you open up the windows, light one of these, it's going to clear that out. Strength and throw on this one was also pretty good for me. I would say 7.5, 8 on the first burn. I've only burned it once. Again, you guys, I've really been prioritizing a lot of those Easter candles and caramel sundaes. But this one I really did enjoy the other day. And then another Kringle candle that I told you guys that I was surprised by how much I liked it on cold sniff is Spanish Moss. Fragrance notes here of moss, floral, aromatic, wood, patchouli, and musk. And what I'm going to tell you guys, this is very nice. There was a moss candle in the reserve lineup in I want to say it was released like last August. It was in like the fall lineup that I liked that. Moss almost has kind of like a dirty, earthy element to it, but this one has more fresh green in that as well. So I get kind of those like earthy, grounded dirt. I don't even want to say like dirt because I know that sounds bad. Like some people would be like dirt. It's like a like the dirt after like the rain, but not necessarily. It's like, I'm not going to use that word because a lot of people don't like it. Kind of like wet dirt. The ground is kind of, it's how I would imagine like a forest in the Pacific Northwest or something would smell. Never been up there before. Hope to get up there at some point. But this is like what I envision, almost like a rainforest, like the ground of a rainforest would smell like this. It's green. It's full of life. It's not like moss where things are decaying around you. It's almost, that's why I said I think it's actually appropriate for spring because I think of new life coming forth from this, the greenness in here. But it's also for those of you who might like kind of that more like earthy type of component, especially if you like the way that Kringle does earthy, then you are going to like this one. Good performance on this one as well. Solid 8 on that first burn. I did burn it out here in the open concept as well as in my bedroom. In my bedroom, it was very, very strong. Out here in the open concept, nice, pleasant fragrance, but again, not knocking me over. Here's one, you guys, that I am giving a good effort to. I'm giving it an effort. You guys know on Cold Sniff, I was not a huge fan. I was kind of like on the fence. This is Sea Salt and Bergamot. Fragrance notes of bergamot, orange, petitgrain, neroli, lavender, basil, jasmine, patchouli, musk, and amber. And you would think, I'm such a fan. I like bergamot. I like orange blossom. I tend to like those fragrances. But this to me comes across, it's very much like fresh laundry. Those of you who like laundry fragrances, you're going to like this. Do I get the bergamot and the neroli and all of those fragrances? Yes, I do. But there's also kind of like a, I think it's the musk and the patchouli in here, like the amber. There's something about this that it's a little bit perfumey, but in the way that like laundry detergent is perfumey. I don't absolutely hate it. I mean, you can see that I burned it a little bit more. I'm going to share with you what candle I burn it with to kind of give my house that like clean, fresh vibes feeling. This is one that honestly, I could see myself probably getting to the halfway mark, doing my post-burn review, and then probably passing it along to somebody else. I don't necessarily not like it like I thought I would. Good news is it does not give me a headache. I was actually really concerned that it would because sometimes these like laundry scents tend to do that for me. So the good news is that I'm not getting a headache from it. The bad news is that I still don't necessarily like love it. This is not a fragrance that if I walked into a store and picked it up and sniffed it that I would have been like, oh yes, I love that. So also good performance on it though. I would give this one about a 7 so far in terms of strength and throw. When I burn it in the closed concept, it does pretty well in there. But again, not really a fragrance in my wheelhouse. I would say that the fragrance that has been the winner for me from this whole new lineup is this Fresh Bergamot. Fragrance notes of bergamot, citrus, orange, lime, basil, and citrus. This is a very zesty, lively. I am somebody who likes lime fragrances. This, to me, I know it's bergamot. I'm smelling more lime in this, and it's like, it's not lime like you would get like in like a margarita lime. There's a sweetness to it. It's a very almost, it's not listed in here, but there's almost like a gingery effervescence to this candle that is going with the lime in here. Years and years ago, like I'm talking like probably like 12, 13 years ago, there was a candle from Gold Canyon that was called, I think it was called like ginger lime or something. And this fragrance is reminding me an awful lot of that. If you are somebody who likes zesty, vibrant lime fragrances, if you like Yankee Candle's vanilla lime, not the same fragrance, but if you like that one, you're likely going to like fresh bergamot. This is just very zesty, lively, strong citrus without it being orange or lemon, different take. It's lime. But I've really, really liked this one. This one is also a powerhouse for me so far on the burns. It waffles, I would say, between like an 8.5, 9 in terms of strength and throw so far. Been very, very potent. I will tell you that the first like 2 burns on it, I did get like pretty large mushroom tops on this and I had to clip it. But I will say that since then, I feel like the wicks have kind of calmed down a little bit. So that's been good. But really, really like this fragrance. I would say that if you are somebody who likes lime fragrances, if you don't like lime fragrances, you're not going to like this. Steer clear. But if you tend to like lime fragrances and you want a good, strong, zesty one, this is the one to go with. Let's see, another Kringle that I have been burning. Oh, also one that I have been loving. I know that my friend Melanie loves this fragrance. She has been raving about it. This is Yuzu and Sage, and you can see that I've burned quite a bit of this already. Fragrance notes of yuzu, eucalyptus, lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, mint, ginger peach, apricot, musk, coconut, kiwi, and watermelon. It's like they threw the kitchen sink of fruits into this fragrance. But I'm going to tell you what I get from this. I love this. Now, to me, it's funny. Some people say like they're getting a lot of citrus in this. I'm not. I'm smelling kind of that like peach apricot accord. But it's juicy mixed with some citrus. There is, when this is burning, a slight, I mean, we're talking very, very slight herbaceous note to this. I do think that's coming from the eucalyptus because it's almost like a minty herbaceous note in here. Not even enough though that like you would walk in and be like, oh, I'm smelling mint or whatnot. Other notes that are listed in here. Oh, yeah. See, there is mint and eucalyptus, but again, it's just in the background. Yuzu comes across a little bit citrusy, but it's very sweet. I'm really, really enjoying this one. If you guys just want to ask me flat out if my opinion from that like cold sniff video is still standing true for what fragrances I like the most, because sometimes my opinion changes after burn, I will tell you, fresh bergamot, still my favorite from the country. Yuzu and Sage, still my favorite from the Kringle line. Although I will tell you guys that Spanish moss did really, really well, and that Seaside I was pretty impressed by. But this one, still my favorite from the Kringle lineup. I would highly recommend. I actually feel like this might be one of the safest bets in terms of if you're wanting to like roll the dice on ordering one of these new ones. This one I feel like is going to be a crowd pleaser. It's nowhere near as herbaceous as Kringle's Sicilian orange. That to me has a much more green herbal note to it mixed with an orange. But this one is definitely more fruit forward with a slight hint, I mean, slightest hint of mint and herbs in the background. Here's one that is a little bit more herbaceous, and I think this is a candle that a lot of people are unsure about. This is a fragrance that, quite frankly, I would recommend purchasing in the daylight because I feel like some people are going to love it. I like it a lot, but I feel like there's other people who are like, I don't like this so much. So the fragrance notes on Mandarin Petals are mandarin, citrus, fruit, neroli, berry, and musk. And it's really interesting because I was watching, who was I watching the other day? It was Brett, Philly Candleman. He was talking about his initial impressions of the Easter collection, the Easter Petals candle, and he had kind of compared it a little bit to this fragrance. Now, everybody's noses pick up different things. I'm going to tell you that Easter Petals candle, which I did do a review on, to me is definitely more floral. It's floral, slightly sweet floral, kind of. I even mentioned in there that there's no mention of this note, but I get a little bit, tiny bit of like honeysuckle mixed with neroli and orange blossom in that candle. It's very sweet, sweet floral, vibrant, and whatnot. I don't get any herbaceous notes to it. Mandarin Petals here, to me, what I am smelling in this candle is, I smell like the fruit mandarin, like a juicy little orange with a green herbaceous note in here. That is what I smell. Yeah, and they're saying musk. See, they're not even saying that there's anything herbal in here, but I'm telling you, I get an herbaceous note in this similar to what you would get in Sicilian orange. There's something green about it, and that might be like the mix of like berry and musk in here. But I would say that I think that this one, if you're not really sure that you would like that type of fragrance, I would just encourage probably a daylight. In fact, I think Kringle has like a daylight bundle on their website right now. I don't know if that will still be like a special going on when they launch the Easter launches, but this one, I feel like this one's going to be polarizing for a lot of people. I do like it. Strength and throw on this has been very good for me. This one, again, solid 8 in terms of strength and throw. And this fragrance does linger quite a bit afterwards. So maybe I'll bump it up to an 8.5. But I have actually enjoyed burning this. I burned this the other day. What have I been burning this with? I think I burned it with the Spanish Moss candle. And it was a really nice pairing. Oh, and there's a Yankee candle here that when I show you the Yankee haul, that one was burning really nicely with it as well. Another Kringle or country candle that I have been burning, and this one looks wild right now, and there's a reason why. This is Grape Soda. Now, just being honest with you guys, this is not really a fragrance in my wheelhouse. It's too sweet. I am not somebody who likes overly sugary, artificially sweet fragrances, and that's kind of what this comes across. It's definitely that like grape syrup type of scent, not cough syrup, but borderline. There's no fizziness, I would say, from like soda. It kind of smells like flat grape soda to me. That being said, it's okay. This is another one that I see myself doing my dedicated review and moving on. But I have been burning this actually with the Yuzu and Sage. I do think that the fragrances complement each other because they're both kind of like in that fruit family. Very nice. Now, what I did the other day was I actually was burning this outside on my back patio. I have burned it inside my house too, and it's performing very, very strong. Solid 8, 8.5 in terms of strength and throw. But what I did was I didn't realize that the sun was coming in and hitting the outside table. And it was almost like 80 degrees that day. And it's kind of discolored the wax here. It's looking a little wild. The smell is fine. It hasn't impacted the fragrance. But I just thought, oh my word, what happened out there? So word for me to watch what's going on out there a little bit better. But again, good performance on it, but it smells like flat artificial grape soda to me. Here's the candle, you guys, that has kind of surprised me the most. I've gone back and forth on this one. This is Lilac Macaron. Now, before you ask, yes, this one also got a turn outside, and same type of thing on that day. The wax got a little bit distorted. Again, it's not altering the fragrance. So the first time that I burned this candle, in fact, I actually had even put it in the post when these launched. I didn't like it. It was a little bit too powdery for me. Did I even read the fragrance notes? I didn't. Lilac Macaron has fragrance notes of lilac, pastry, sweet vanilla, raspberry, and sugar. And what I said was I was getting kind of a weird powdery note that I didn't love it. Now, you guys know I love Kringle's Fresh Lilac. I love the new Reserve Lilac and Lily. Love those two fragrances. But mixing a lilac floral with kind of a pastry, not so sure about that. Now, here's the thing. I was burning it that first day with Fresh Lilac in another room. I didn't like it. There was something about it that I was like, I don't like this. It's kind of coming off weird and powdery. The pastry note in the background, it wasn't vibing with me. I wasn't liking it a whole lot. And of course, it was performing quite well. Good 7.5, 8 in terms of strength and throw. I put it outside and I thought, okay, I'll try it again outside. Now, when I walked out on my back porch is actually slightly enclosed when I walk out. So that's why sometimes I can burn candles out there just to kind of, when we're sitting out on the back porch or whatnot, because the fragrance does kind of have like a pocket where it can stay. So I can still smell it quite well. And I walked out there and I was like, okay, I don't really hate this so much. So I'm like, let's give it another chance. So I brought it back into my house, burned it here in the living room, and I was burning this time. I decided, you know what, let's not burn fresh lilac with it. Let's do something else. I burned lemon sugar marshmallow with it, a lemon gourmand, and I actually really enjoyed this fragrance a lot more. Is it something that I find myself wanting to buy like as a repurchase? Like fresh lilac and even that lilac and lily, I will repurchase those year in and year out. This, I don't think I'm going to repurchase, but it changed my mind to being like, I actually could see myself finishing burning this one and being happy with it. So somehow that like powdery note seemed to disappear. So I'm not sure if my nose was picking up on a powdery note more so because the lilac in here was almost like mixing too strongly with the fresh lilac that I had going in the other room or what, but I did enjoy this a lot more the other day. It's still lilac forward, but you do get a little bit of sweetness of raspberry in the background. I do get kind of a vanilla and a pastry note back there as well. So that is my update on that. Now you will notice that there are 3 candles that I didn't talk about here. One is Sugared Peony, which actually I think that I am going to go ahead and hold on to that one. I am just waiting for another vanilla type of candle to come in because that's a fragrance to me that I see myself wanting to burn with a vanilla gourmand. I do really smell the tuberose note in there. And the vanilla candle, I actually did participate in the St. Patrick's Day candles were marked down to 50% off. So I did go ahead and order a leprechaun treat because that is a vanilla candle. So that should be here pretty soon. So I did go ahead and order that. So I'm waiting for my leprechaun treats to get in before I start burning that Sugared Peony. 2 other candles that out of my collection, the Chiffon Parfait and Peony. You guys, there was something about it that I didn't like on cold sniff. Didn't hate it. It was just, I smelled a lot of like peony and rose in there. And honestly, I'm just kind of over those fragrances right now. So I gave that to my mother-in-law. And then here's the one, you guys, that just goes to show you everybody has different noses. I know so many people have been raving about that Aegean Zest. You guys, I hate it. I feel bad saying that. I don't like it at all. I get this weird, like I said, powdery type of note with it. I smell the lemon, but I think it's the gardenia mixed with musk that my nose just does not like. I tried burning it here in my house and I was like, nope, I cannot stand that. It has got to get out of here. But again, my mother-in-law loved it. So I gave it to her and she was like, yeah, I like this. And I was like, okay, great, you can have it. So Aegean Zest, you're not going to get a review from me on. I don't like it. I don't know. A lot of people are saying they love it so much. They smell a ton of lemon. I do smell lemon, but it's not like zesty, fresh lemon to me. That gardenia and musk comes through and I'm like, I don't really like that. So those are my updates on the Kringle spring and summer collection. Now let me go ahead and talk about a SCENTWORX candle that was in my haul last week and I wanted to give you a quick little update on. This is Lemon Blueberry Muffin. Fragrance notes on here are fresh baked muffin, lemon zest, ripe blueberry, and sugared glaze. So here's the thing. This is it's a good candle. It's pretty basic. It's not what I typically expect from Homeworx, but I will say the burn so far has been pretty clean for me. I've burned this twice now. You can see that I'm not having any issues with discolored wax or a bunch of sooting. I do limit these to about a burn time of about 3 hours and then extinguish. I burned it with my lemon sugar marshmallow. It's an okay fragrance. I don't see myself repurchasing it. Strength and Throw was decent. The first 2 burns, I would give it probably around like a 7 in terms of Strength and Throw, but not going to be a repurchase for me. And then another candle that I had purchased from Caramel Sundays. This is not currently going to be available in the March restock. I don't know if they plan to bring this back in like April or a later date, but this is Banana Cream Pie. I don't have the fragrance notes in front of me right now. This one, I love this fragrance on cold, and I actually love it even when it's burning. I will tell you, this is very, very light for me, which is, every brand has them. Some brands have that. They all have their hits and misses. I don't want to say that this is a miss. I feel like I need to burn this a little bit more to increase that strength and throw because I am finding a lot of Caramel Sundays candles. Sometimes they need to burn about 3 times before they really start coming to life. And so I've only burned this twice. I will say that the second burn, I did get a little bit better performance in terms of strength and throw. But the first burn was not, I didn't get a whole lot of strength and throw from it. I would say maybe it was like a 3 to 4. Second burn, again, maybe around like a 5. So I'm hoping that this will increase because I do really like this fragrance. You get the creaminess of like a banana custard in the middle of the pie, little bit of creaminess. Again, I could see that this one, how this one would be difficult to be strong just based off of the fragrance notes. There's no strong spices or anything in here. But I will keep you guys updated. I will make sure to do a post-burn review on this when I get to the halfway point. All right, next up, let me share with you guys a little bit of a Yankee haul that I brought, that I purchased some candles from about a month ago. This was still during the buy two, get two free sale. And you're gonna notice I only have 3 candles here because one of the candles I did purchase, but I did end up decluttering, was Azure Sky. I gave that to my mother-in-law. It was okay, nothing earth-shattering to me. It kind of smelled like anything, your run-of-the-mill like type of summer, slightly beachy, slightly cologne-y type of fragrances. It just wasn't really anything worth keeping in my collection. The other candle that I purchased from there was olive and cypress. I don't have the fragrance notes for olives and cypress, but I will say this one, you can tell I burned about a third of it so far. Here's what I'm going to say, burning very cleanly for me. This is the 2-wick format. One of the things that I have noticed about this, it does not have great strength and throw. I typically will burn this like in my daughter's room or in their bathroom, maybe about a 4 in terms of strength and throw, not very, very strong. However, it does complement that Garden Fresh. It also complements the Mandarin Petals and was it the Seaside? No, maybe Seaside. It pairs really nicely with a lot of my other fragrances. It's kind of like a natural, again, kind of not herbaceous, but kind of like green, earthy type of fragrance. Not going to be a repurchase for me, but it was worth the purchase there. And then I'm not going to go into too many details, but you guys know how much I love this fragrance. This is Capri Glow. It smells an awful lot like the Brazilian Boom Boom Cream fragrance, the original one from Sol de Janeiro. They're 62. I do have a 3-wick of this, and I promise I will get around to doing a post burn on the 3-wick for you guys. This burns really nicely with, or this fragrance pairs really nicely with Bath and Body Works. I think it was called pistachio and honey, something milk, honey milk, pistachio milk and honey, something, I don't know, something like that. Those two pair really nicely with one another. And then this is a candle that is a repeat purchase for me. I bought this candle 2 years ago, and it took me 2 years to finish up, and so I really enjoyed it. This is Easter Bouquet. I love the color of this wax, even this little decorative, you know, I like this. I like the packaging on this. I don't always think Yankee Candle does a great job with their packaging, but I do like this one. I like this fragrance a lot. You get some of that like hyacinth, and it's very floral, but again, not headache inducing, very like green floral fragrance. Really, really liked this one a couple of years ago, and I saw that it was back, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and throw that into my cart. I did do a review on this last year, I think. So yeah, really like that. And then finally, I did want to share with you 4 Homeworx candles that I did receive this week. So the first one that I wanted to share with you is a candle that's been around for a while, but I've never had it before. And I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and roll the dice on this one. This is Strawberry Birthday Cake. Fragrance notes on here are fresh crushed strawberries, caramel cream, berry buttercream frosting, and fresh baked vanilla cake. I've smelled this in my Ulta store before, and I knew I liked it. This is really good. It kind of smells like strawberry frosting. Not sure I get a ton of cake accord in here like you do from birthday cake, but I really like this one. And actually the reason why I bought this was because I thought that this would pair really nicely with Kringle's chocolate eggs. Again, I'll have a review on that coming up this week, but I know that I've really enjoyed pairing that with Caramel Sundays ice cream sandwiches, which is very strawberry forward type of fragrance. So I thought that this would be a great one to burn alongside the chocolate eggs. And then here we go with my candle Tetris again. Another candle that I purchased is the other flanker in this Limoncello cupcake. I got Limoncello cupcake and Bing cherry. Fragrance notes here of limoncello, candied lemon, Bing cherries, baked vanilla cupcake. And this to me, you guys, I feel like this fragrance, so the one that they had with the toasted coconut, I felt like the coconut note overtook the limoncello cupcake. In this one, I'm still smelling limoncello cupcake forward with a hint of cherry in the background. Similar to like how the one with raspberry, the raspberry was in the background. This, I still distinctly smell that limoncello cupcake fragrance. So I'm curious to see how this will transform when it is burning. And I'm actually happy that I got this because I think it is going to pair really nicely with one of the new Easter candles that I bought, which is jelly beans. First off, love the packaging. Love, love, love Easter packaging. Fragrance notes on jelly bean are candied raspberry, sugared nectarine, black currant, and vanilla bean. And I did post in the Homeworx group as well as over on my Instagram page. This fragrance does not smell like a repackage to me. I get candied raspberry. I get a little bit of that nectarine note. You get a little bit of a stone fruit. If there is a currant note in here, I think what it's doing is it's lending the that like shell aspect of a jelly bean. I think that's what I'm getting here. And I like it. I don't like a licorice note. You guys know I did not like Jelly Bean Jubilee from Kringle, but this I do like. And then little bit of vanilla in there. This is really good. I hope that this is a strong performer because I really like this on Cold Snip. It's fruity, it's sweet, not cloyingly sweet. We all know that Harry does gourmands really well, and this is no exception. I do really like it, and I think that this is going to be a great pairing with that limoncello cupcake and Bing cherry. And then the last fragrance that I feel like this is maybe a warning or just a PSA. I don't know, however we want to put it out there, but this is Cinnabunnies. So fragrance notes on Cinnabunnies are fluffy marshmallow, sweet cinnamon, sparkling sugar, white cocoa. And there were a lot of you who were astute in the Homeworx Facebook group saying that I think that those are the same fragrance notes as cinnamon, sugar, marshmallow. And you're going to see on the bottom here, they actually say this is cinnamon, sugar, marshmallow. So I wish that they would have said that on the website because I've had cinnamon, sugar, marshmallow before. I like cinnamon, sugar, marshmallow. I like it as more of a fall or winter fragrance though. So now I'm like, great. Now I have this candle that I do like, but it's in Easter packaging. And quite frankly, I don't really like burn this type of fragrance during this time of year. I mean, maybe today it would be a great day to do that because it is a rainy day. Maybe I will light it up today. I don't know. But you know, and it's even got this like pastel blue wax. So I don't know. And I will say the one thing that I would say is that I think that this would pair really nicely if you purchased their 7-layer carrot cake. I did have that candle from a, what was it? A Good Morning America deal about like 3 months ago. I did do a post burn on my channel. And I did say that I felt like that candle was missing like spiciness to it. I liked it, but it was missing some spiciness. So I feel like if you have that candle in your collection, but you're wanting more spice, maybe consider burning this one like in another room. I feel like they might complement each other really well. But yeah, this is a nice fragrance. I like it, but again, it's a repackage for me. So I will do a review on it because I did see that I don't have a review for cinnamon sugar marshmallow on my channel. So I will make sure to burn it and get a review done for you guys. But the packaging is beautiful, but just know that if you've had cinnamon sugar marshmallow, you don't like it, don't buy this because it is the exact same fragrance. So I think that's it for my candle chat this week. We got through a lot. We covered a lot of ground game. I have to get my daughter to a music lesson right now, but again, feel free to comment down below if you have purchased any of these candles. I know some of you guys might have already gotten some of your Kringle spring and summer orders in. Let me know, what are your thoughts on some of the candles that you have purchased? Are you excited for the Easter launch coming up this week at Kringle? Have you gotten any of these new candles from Homeworx? Let me know what your thoughts have been, or if you've purchased anything from the new SCENTWORX candles, Yankee. I always like to hear your feedback. I really do genuinely enjoy when you guys comment and let me know how your candles are burning, what fragrance notes you're picking up. I just like it. And we've got a great little community here. So again, please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Subscribe if you are new. Again, like I said, I will have more Easter collection candles coming this week for review. Tomorrow, in fact, I will be posting my reviews for carrot cake from Kringle, as well as the iced carrot cake from Caramel Sundays. And then other candles will be reviewed the rest of this week. So I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.